Hey guys, I'm Abby Lyons and I'm going to show you how to play We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift on the ukulele. I'm actually doing a whole week of Taylor Swift tutorials for the Red album, so if you'd like to learn all those other songs, be sure to subscribe. I have tons of other tutorials for Taylor Swift on my channel as well. And if you would like the lead sheets and the play-along videos for this song plus all those other ones, come join us over on Patreon. And last of all, shout out to Enya for sponsoring this video. More on that later. Alright, let's get started with the tutorial. So we have 4 basic chords and they are down here. If you already know them, then feel free to skip ahead. Our first chord is C. You're just going to put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and here's C. Our next chord is G. You'll put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Here's G. Then we have D. You'll put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Here's D. And then we have E minor. You'll put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Here's E minor. And those are all of the chords that we're going to need. For our strumming pattern, we're going to be doing down, 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 up, and that sounds like this on C. We have down, 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 up. That's going to happen 1 time on each chord. Sometimes you're going to see a slash next to a chord, and in that case we're not going to use that strum. Instead, we're going to just do 1 strum on that chord. So that's everything for the strumming pattern. So first we're going to learn how to play the verse and the pre-chorus together because they actually have the same chord progression, and that chord progression is the chords in the order that we just learned them. So we have C, G, D, and E minor. So with the strumming pattern, it sounds like this. We have C, G, D, and E minor. And that is it. It gets played 4 times altogether for the verse and then 2 times for the pre-chorus. So here is what it sounds like with the words. I remember when we broke up for the first time, saying this is it, I've had enough. Cause like we hadn't seen each other in a month, when you said you needed space. What? Then you come around again and say, baby, I miss you and I swear I'm gonna change. Trust me, remember how that lasted for a day? I say I hate you, we break up, you call me, I love you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We called it off again last night, but ooh, ooh, ooh. This time, I'm telling you. So that's the verse and the pre-chorus. Now we're going to learn how to play the chorus, and this section actually has the same chord progression for almost the whole thing. So again, C, G, D, E minor. That's going to happen 3 times, and then we have something different in the 4th line. We have C, G, D, and then 1 more time on D. And then for that D, we're going to do 1 short strum. It sounds like this. So here's that 4th line with the strumming patterns in there. We have C, G, D, and D. And then for the 5th line, we go back to that chord progression that we had before. So that's the whole chorus. Here it is with the words. I don't know what I'm doing with this hand. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. But we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together. Like ever. So that's the chorus. Now we're going to learn how to play the bridge. We actually have that same chord progression that we've seen for almost the whole song. This time we're going to be doing only one strum on each chord. So it sounds like this. We have C, G, D, E minor. And then that will be played a second time. And then we go back to our regular chord progression with the strumming pattern for the third line. Then in that fourth line, we have C and G with our strumming pattern, and then we're going to end up on D, and we'll do just one strum on that very last D chord. So that's the whole bridge progression. Here it is now with the words. I used to think that we were forever, ever, and I used to say, never say never. So he calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And I'm like, this is exhausting, you know? Like, we are never getting back together. Like, ever. So that's how you play the bridge. That's how you play all the sections to this song. I hope you liked learning it. If you did, please give it a like and please subscribe to the channel for more tutorials. Be sure to peruse the channel as well. There's so many Taylor Swift tutorials if you want to learn them. Also, again, thank you to Enya for sponsoring this video. If you're looking for a nice intermediate level ukulele, this is the one I would recommend. It's got super nice tone and it's really comfortable, and you have these two strap buttons, which is always so nice on a ukulele. Anyway, if you would also like to support this channel, come join us over on Patreon. You'll get access to all the lead sheets and all the play along videos. You can play the song all the way through with me over in that play along video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another video. Bye!